heads into the net from Paolini off a short second serve, and Paolini looks very frustrated and upset by that. There's no
she is looking gutted there. Could this be a third time of asking?
Third championship point.
It's done. It's done, Nick. It's done. I'm sorry.
Well, that was simple. That was okay. Barbora Krejcikova serves out wide. It's on returns. Barbora Krejcikova's raising her hands in the air. She is the latest Czech to win a Wimbledon title. Barbora Krejcikova is back, baby. She's back in the top 10. And who would have thought from this point, after this first match, that she would be here?
Oh, yeah.
Of the Wimbledon trophy. I mean, talk about working your way into a tournament, Damien.
Yeah, I mean, and then into a season in a way. I mean, I know she started well with the Australian Open, but then, of course, the injury, she never wins a match in play.
Yeah. Is she going up to her ball?
Yeah, and then she's just fine. She's just winning against Kudermetova in 3 hours in a horrible mess. And suddenly, something clicks. And that's not a player that I was thinking was going to get her second slam soon, maybe not even ever. So, remarkable stuff, really. And also the last 4 matches, right, that she played. Especially Rybakina and Ostapenko.
She played so well in those matches.
Oh, she's looking so. Look at her. Oh, it's so cute with her team in the box.
I tell you what, though, with this one, I was looking back on it because I do try and see if I can find a trend that suggests who a potential Wimbledon champion could be. And I had a look at Krejcikova's season to see what I could spot. And what I found interesting is, like, in many ways, she was very hard to kind of gauge this season because she got injured pretty much straight after Australia, where she made the quarters, getting revenge on Mira Andreeva in the process. But she, missed the Sunshine Double. She comes back in Stuttgart in another messy match against Kudermetova and struggling to get a little bit of momentum, but there was hope there. Quarterfinals in Birmingham, loses to Potapova. Shauna saying that, like, her last 4 wins against top 10 players in the race. Good points, Shauna, all form players. But I think if she hadn't got injured and she carried over that momentum that she got in Australia, we would have been having a very different conversation about her pre-tournament.
Yeah, I'd probably agree. To be honest, I think she just came into her own, hasn't she? She's really, as I say, like, kind of grown into this tournament. I mean, despite that, like, was anybody picking her to win this tournament before the tournament? Did any of you guys have her in your?
I don't believe
anyone. Come on. Was anybody picking her to win this tournament before the tournament? Absolutely not.
I remember thinking that Krejcikova Kudermetova round 1, like, it's a matchup between 2 players who are out of form. But the draw after that was, like, kind of doable, as in you had Vondroušová, you had Collins as, like, some weaker grass seats. I don't care that, Vondroušová won Wimbledon, still I counted her as a weaker grass seat. And then you could actually maybe reach the quarters. However, Kudermetova was my favorite to do that over Krejcikova. So, well, and I still didn't expect that the winner of that horrible 3-hour match would actually make it to the final. So.
I mean, I'm not sure if Kudermetova had won that match, I'm not entirely sure she'd be holding the trophy instead.
No, she probably wouldn't. I think she could have gone a few rounds, but I don't think she beats Ostapenko or Rybakina in the same way. I mean, obviously it's a very different play style, but she just doesn't play as smart as Krejcikova, right? I mean, she can't really, like, neutralize them in the way that she did. And both Ostapenko and Rybakina were playing, like, perfectly until they met Barbora. In Elena's case, even for a set and a half in the Barbora match. And that's something that Kudermetova really wouldn't be able to stop.
Yeah, I agree. I think if it wasn't for Krejcikova, I'd still be backing Rybakina to be holding that trophy. But Krejcikova in that semi-final basically refused to be cowed by what she was by being battered, worked her way into that match and took foot and worked it in her favor. What do you think about this question from Ghibli? Because I quite like it. Is Wimbledon the RG of the 90s men's tennis, but for the women of the 2020s? So I think what he's going there is the 1990s RG was kind of the outlier, and the sort of these players who wouldn't win very often anywhere else would win it. And maybe on the women's game now, it's turning into that sort of, it's not particularly relevant for the entire rest of the season.
We still have two very strong grass courters, right? Rybakina and Sabalenka are both insane. Rybakina, she only lost twice in the last three. Actually, let's even count it to 2021. She's only lost at Wimbledon to Sabalenka, to Jabeur with an insane performance, and Krejcikova with a similarly ridiculous performance. And Sabalenka was injured. So I think, there's still a couple of very strong favorites.
Sabalenka being injured is like the biggest what of this tournament, right? Because if she was in it, and relatively healthy, good chance she wins it.
Well, Rybakina was also in it, and she didn't win it, even though she was relatively healthy. And I think, they're at least comparable in grass, if Rybakina isn't even a tiny bit better. But yeah, I think these two are still like very strong. They haven't, Rybakina won one Wimbledon, Sabalenka hasn't won one yet. But it's maybe just the fact that Świątek is not around that's kind of making this event a little, not around. She is around, but she hasn't come close to winning it. But then again, it's the same case for Australia, and there it's just Sabalenka dominating. So I would expect that over the next few years, it kind of should even out a little bit more. Like, I think Rybakina and Sabalenka will grab more Wimbledon titles, and it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Scott, where are you at with that? I think you've been putting some thought into this. Seeing the
I don't know. Sorry, can we just take a moment to talk about Paolini coming up here for the trophy? I've never seen her look sadder. Oh, my heart kind of breaks. I'm not gonna lie. Oh,
she was pretty close this time.
Oh,
let's be honest.
Are we able to kind of listen to what she has to say? Is she gonna give her speech now? Is that right or no?
I think she's going to get interviewed. Yeah. I'm not confident in the sound quality that I can give you.
Okay, no worries. Or maybe just hold on.
It looks like she's having a chat with Like, who is the lady presenting the trophy?
Is it not?
It's a Wimbledon official. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doris, whatever.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is going to be Kate, and Kate is not coming today, and there's a Wimbledon official who's doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I think makes sense.
Kate Middleton, not Kate Beckinsale, in case anyone was wondering.
Yeah.
Here comes Krejcikova. She's waving to the crowd, big beaming smile on her face. She's got a hand on her heart, and she's like, "Is that mine?" She's pointing.
Oh, look at her face! Oh, you can't not love her. You can't not love her.
Barbora Krejcikova has got her hands on the Venus Waterford Exhibition, and she's looking at it like this most precious thing she's ever held in her life. She cannot believe that she's holding it, but she is, because, ladies and gentlemen, Barbora Krejcikova is the 2024 Wimbledon champion.
There's also the Novotna angle, right? I mean, Jana Novotna, that was the title that she won. And of course, she was a mentor of Krejcikova. Rest in peace. So I think she's probably thinking of her as well right now, and of her claiming that title back in the day, which I'm not sure Barbora would have been old enough to see, really, or at least not old enough to remember. But that's definitely something they talked about when Novotna was still a part of her team and when she was still alive.
I think, Barbora would have been 2 when she won it.
Yeah, so probably didn't get to see it. I don't remember any sports from the year 2001, but it wouldn't be long after.
Do you guys think Paolini wins major? I don't know.
I don't know.
I think
It's a tough time to ask. But
I think you know. No, I think it's a very easy answer, and I think but you just don't want to say it.
I don't think she does, unfortunately, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's kind of in danger of putting herself in kind of the same category as Jabeur, right?
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Worse. I think her peak level is nowhere near Jabeur's, but what I do have to say is that even if we have this like wild west situation on the WTA tour right now, where like you have 4 very consistent players at the top, and then it seems like almost anyone can win after that, she actually has done enough to like pick up the pieces in 3 major events this year. Dubai, of course, she won that, and also the 2 finals. And sort of, well, I guess at Roland Garros, you can't even say she picked up the pieces. She actually beat Rybakina to get there as well. In Dubai, she got a walkover from Rybakina, so that's different. But I mean, that deserves a lot of credit. But in terms of her actual ability to win an event, I don't think it's a given. I mean, to win a Grand Slam event, it's not a given. But who knows? Maybe another draw opens up somewhere.
But I think that's the thing with her, is that she relies so much on the draw opening up.
Yeah.
And you can't ask the draw to open up every time for her. And I know we said earlier, 28 isn't over the hill, 28 isn't too old, but also she'll be 29.
Yeah, she doesn't have too much time, actually. That's true, yeah.
No.
She's a very late breakthrough, especially for WTA standards, I think. So, yeah, she doesn't have too much time. Yeah.
I mean, I like Paolini's game. I think she has the ability to work points to her advantage really, really well, and that's where her movement helps her a lot. I can see a scenario. It's just that, the current 4 players who are kind of at the top of the mountain are very difficult for anyone to beat, frankly. But she's beaten Rybakina. I could see her beating Goff. The other 2, I think it depends on what kind of level they bring.
One of them, maybe, yeah. It's tough to see her like beat both, especially if they're playing well, right? I mean, both. I mean, 2 back-to-back, for example, or something like that. Is it gonna are you gonna be forced to do it every major? Probably not. Some of them you're going to.
But would you be surprised if Paolini consistently makes quarterfinals at majors for the next couple of years? No,
probably
not.
I mean, not. How often does that happen? Like that a player consistently makes quarterfinals? Like who does that? Is her game that much better than the rest of the tours right now? Like, is she sort of at the Coco Gauff consistency level where like she beats every single player below top 30 easily? I'm not sure.
I mean, Pegula's done that for the last few years.
Yeah, she has, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying there's no chance that she hangs around at the top of the game, but I think when a player this quickly ascends to the top and randomly, but like suddenly makes major finals like back to back, I think it's almost, maybe not just as likely, but like I don't think would be unexpected to see her results tail away. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't, especially since she's lost both of these finals. And yeah, she was a lot closer to winning this one than she was the last one, but I don't think that necessarily tells us any more about how her game has improved in the last few weeks or anything like that. I just think she came up against much better opponent in the French Open final and came up against a slightly better opponent in the Wimbledon final. And
I think someone reflecting on Twitter saying that they thought Paolini would end up in the same camp as Jabeur and Zvonareva in losing back-to-back semi-finals. Zvonareva being another player who's done things like 2010 Wimbledon and then 2010 US Open. Both matches when she was overwhelmed by a bigger hitting player.
She's remained a part of the sport, like almost to this very day, right? She's had a remarkably successful doubles career as well. So, there's lots you can do without winning a Grand Slam singles title.
For sure. Paolini's probably, I'm thinking Paolini may well win a doubles major with Irani in the next year or two.
They're one of the best players. They're one of the best pairings in the world for sure. And you actually see it here on grass as well, right? That's a part of her game that she doesn't touch too often in singles, but here you could actually see it. And I think she only really started playing doubles maybe like 2 years ago. Like before that, it was just 10 appearances. So it seems reasonable to think that she has more to grow in that discipline as well. And of course, they did win. What was it, Rome or Madrid? Rome, right?
Yeah, it was Rome.
Rome and then the Roland Garros final. So yeah, it's open for them as long as Sara wants to keep playing. But maybe Jasmine can find another good partner if she's not. So
Krejcikova is doing her interview at the minute.
Yeah, she is. Do you mind? Hold on, I'm going to turn it up slightly.
Yeah. Talking about while Scott's sorting that out, talking about Krejcikova and like doubles. I mean, I saw a tweet I think got on the screen earlier about Krejcikova now. Is that right? She's now won Wimbledon mixed ladies doubles and singles.
She definitely won the doubles. I guess she won the singles as well. I mean the mix.
Yeah, I don't know my mixed champions very well, so I'm not. I know it said ladies doubles there, but I'm sure.
No, she hasn't. She hasn't won it. No, she only won 3 Australian Opens, I think, in a row with. Who was that with? Salisbury? No, not Salisbury.
Okay, so maybe it wasn't Wimbledon. Maybe it's just general Grand Slam. She's won Grand Slams in all 3 disciplines now.
I think 2 with Ram and 1 with someone else. But yeah, I think it's just the Australian Open. Just 3 Australian Opens in a row in mix.
She has Grand Slam double. She has Grand Slam. She's done the Grand Slams in all 3 disciplines, which she kind of had already, and actually multiple Grand Slams in all disciplines. That's super rare now.
But she did have a Grand Slam already in all 3 disciplines. Yeah, that's not new.
But yeah, wow. Yeah, multiple. I'm thinking here, but yeah,
Golden Slam as well if you want to count the Olympics. WTA finals, I think, as well, and doubles. So yeah, it is something.
Yeah, Krejcikova moving on to the Olympics, obviously, where she's reuniting with Siniakova in the ladies' doubles final later today, and with Taylor Townsend. But like they're going to be renewing their partnership to try and get that gold medal for.
Do you guys remember this crazy tweet, by the way, that was sort of on Twitter like 2 weeks ago, and that was even before the draw was made, and it literally said, "I'm calling it right now. Whoever draws Kudermetova in round 1 will win Wimbledon 2024."
Mario found that.
I mean, it's pretty viral right now, but yeah.
Yeah, it's out there at the moment, isn't it?
Right now, yeah.
Whoever that is going to be so proud of themselves.
I didn't. I don't know. Did you guys listen to any of that at all? Any of her?
No, I'll watch it back later.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, she was giving attributing it to Yelena Novotna, and that's why she got quite emotional there. Oh, look at how happy she looks! Oh,
yeah. I mean, like she looks like she's holding this precious child at the minute.
Yeah, which is great.
Just give it back.
I love it. It's one of the rare tennis matches where I'm just happy for her, devastated for the loser. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, tennis wins.
Yeah, tennis wins
in the end with this result.
Yeah. And tennis also loses a little bit.
I mean, but if Paolini won, would tennis lose then? Is that the implication?
No,
yeah.
Either
way, in either capacity.
Okay.
In either capacity.
Yeah, it's like tennis wins because whoever wins would have been a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. There you go. Those are great.
Show us your Krejcikova pictures.
And it was at that moment that Paolini's fate in this Wimbledon final was sealed, right? It's when she smoked it on.
It was John's encouragement that got her to 2 Grand Slams.
Yeah, that's what we'll say. That's what we'll tell ourselves.
Okay.
Crushing to reach a French Open final and a Wimbledon final and not win either. That is.
Yeah, we can't say she'll be back. We've said that about too many players, but
and you honestly, if she was younger, I would almost put money on it, but I just don't know. And she's not over the hill. She's not over the hill, but how much more improvement has she got to do at 28, 29?
If we're talking about, is it more likely that she never wins it? Yes, it's more likely that she never wins it rather than she wins it. But yeah,
I would actually say it's more likely that she never makes a final.
Yep, I would agree with that as well. But is it a possibility? Yes, it is a percentage chance. It's not too high, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is there a possibility that a rocket lands outside my flat right now and I jump on it and go to in space? I mean, yeah, sure, but is it gonna happen? I'm sorry, that's hard. That's harsh on Paolini, who's just lost
Is
a
there a
heartbreaking match.
possibility that Andy Murray wins the Paris Olympics?
Oh, dang! You didn't need to. Don't be
He's
doing
done
like
it.
this.
He's gone
Don't
there.
do it like
He's
this.
gone there.
Tough.
Barbora Krejcikova, I think we do need to probably finish up on her. She's back in the top 10.
Yep.
Looking good to get a good, sort of very high up ranking, likely to make WTA finals even maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, is this going to be her kind of tournament peak for the year and we won't see much of her since? Or is there much hope of her being consistently a name in the mix going forward?
I'd put her in the mix, to be fair, right? I would.
I really have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely. I mean, I put her in consideration for almost all tournaments, and like that wouldn't necessarily be something that I would say for all winners of Wimbledon. Going back to like the question that you posed a little bit earlier in terms of like how much does Wimbledon, does a winning Wimbledon mean for like the rest of like the rest of the season, etc. But like for Krejcikova, who's been there and done it before and has won majors before, I think yeah, for sure. Like just winning this just really kind of solidifies her relevance for potentially winning any tournament that she enters, for sure.
More slam titles than WTA 1000s, by the way, in her cabinet, which is always
absolutely
kind of when that happens.
Absolutely. And I just think
she was a 2-1.
Doesn't Osaka have more majors than 1000s as well?
Who?
Osaka.
Does have more majors than 1000s? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think so, right?
I'm not sure how many thousands she has, but definitely, yeah.
I think she's only got
I feel like she probably doesn't have that many thousands, right? I feel like she maybe only has like 2.
Yeah, like 1 or 2, I think.
Yeah, I don't think she has.
There was like Miami maybe 1 year, or Indian Wells, I don't remember, but
Indian Wells 2018 and then Beijing 2019.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Osaka has more majors than any other titles in total. Yeah, that's not
combined.
That is nuts.
He's a big match player.
Wild. Yeah. Can we all agree, by the way, that women's trophy, like easily one of the most beautiful trophies in tennis, right? Like that's
easily,
Venus Rosewater dish. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Like stunning. Wow. I love how they carve it round. Like, so how many dishes are there? There must be many dishes because there's not enough room on there for all of the.
Oh no, there is. So I've actually seen it. It's in the Wimbledon Museum. If you go in the Wimbledon Museum,
I went in there, but
there's like literally only a pane of glass, and like literally they haven't filled it yet. It's still people's names being carved in.
Do they do it on the back as well, or no?
Yeah, it's on the back.
It's on the back as well. Okay, that makes sense. They maybe have quite a lot of space.
So yeah, they haven't run out of room yet. They might have to add a base to it if they do.
Yeah, I could see that happening. They don't, because they don't have. Do they do that with the men's trophy?
Yeah, the men's. The men's trophy, they've had to add a base to it.
Add a base to it, right? Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, stunning trophy. Wow.
Yeah. Both trophies on display in the Wimbledon Museum. So if you do take a trip to Wimbledon, you get into the museum for free if you get a ground pass. So
yeah,
check them out. You can actually get yourself within centimeters of the Wimbledon trophy.
Yeah, pretend that you've won it yourself. But it's in a glass case, right? They're in glass cases. Right?
Yeah, they're in glass cages. Yeah,
don't be thinking you can steal them. Don't be thinking.
No. I feel like there would be a security incident within seconds.
I would think so. Yes.
Which they probably. Which there's a risk of that whenever you go on site anyway, Scott.
Yeah, pretty much. Like anytime they see me walking in, they're like, "Andy, get Andy to secure location. Get Andy to secure location." Brief chit chat, I should, before we end the stream.
We've got to go at some point because we've got a doubles final coming up, which we are covering. First major doubles final we've covered on the channel. It's not the first doubles match we've ever done on the channel because I'm pretty sure that we definitely did. We did the Federer and the Dahl doubles at the Laver Cup.
Of course you did. Fair enough. Entirely reasonable. So yeah, when's that coming up? Is that coming up like
maybe even I did. Yeah. Sounds maybe we did. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Is that Yeah, is that coming up like now? Is that coming up like?
It's coming up as the next match, yeah. So we've got Hanlon
Yep.
and Will from Tennis Tribe covering it.
Yeah, fair
2 more
play.
matches in center court today. So yeah, it's gonna be long.
And then ladies doubles
Right.
final to follow.
Yeah. All right then.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. I've very much enjoyed doing another one of these.
I have loved doing this with you, Scott. It's
Yeah.
always great fun being on stream. This is probably like the Channel 4 equivalent of if they did the Wimbledon final, being very chill and low key and
Yeah, I'd like to think so, right? The Channel 4 equivalent, I like that. We're the Channel 4. We're the Channel 4 of tennis commentary, which
That's a very British reference. Apologies to anyone who doesn't live around here to know what we might be on about. But
yeah, but that's not that. Well, yeah, okay. But yeah, thank you very much for allowing me to pop on in here.
Alternative commentary. I love it.
Again. I'll definitely be doing another one at some point if John will have me and if the audience would have.
I feel like you could. I think much like with Wimbledon, Scott, you find a way to get in.
They might throw. Yeah, I'll climb over a fence into another one of these commentary streams at some point. Yeah, and to everyone watching, there's going to be another stream coming up very shortly for the doubles, as you're saying, and I do believe there's a stream tomorrow for the men's final as well.
Yeah, not 100% sure who's doing that one yet, but we will release commentators as and when. But that's the obviously big clash. Defending champion Carlos Alcaraz taking on 7-time champion Novak Djokovic, rematch of last year's final.
Quick predictions for that, Nick. Quick predictions for that.
Alcaraz.
Give me Alcaraz. Damien?
Alcaraz in 5 again.
I'm going big. Alcaraz in 3 or 4.
Oh,
cool. 3 sets. Wow.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
I'll be
I'm not sure if 3 or 4, but I think 3 is possible. He's probably gonna clown around for like a set, but yeah, I think he's the big favorite. Like I think I have not been convinced with Novak at all. And other than the serve, I don't think he really has that much right now in his game at this stage of his career. At this, right after the knee issue, he is still, of course, a very experienced guy. He's still, of course, the GOAT. He is still, of course, someone who will kind of, even like against Musetti, just show that he's on a very different level in terms of tactics and just overall understanding of the game to some guys. But I think Alcaraz is like 3 gears above Musetti and might just have like literally too much. And I think he's going to win this relatively comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would actually maybe like I think the thing because if Novak was to win tomorrow, it would be his first top 10 win this season, which is insane, right? It's insane.
It's his first final of the season as well. Huh?
First final of the season, it would be his first top 10 win of the season. So yeah, I mean, I guess you could technically argue that it hasn't been tested by the elite opposition. So yeah, I'll still be different though, and I'll go with Novak in 5. I'll go with Novak in 5 sets.
Novak fanboy backing Novak. Shock of the day.
Absolutely. Who would have thought? Would that be jock of the day? Shock. No.
Also, not Netherlands. Spain to beat England. Spain to beat England, by the way.
Yes, I agree. Spain to beat England. Spain to beat England. Yes.
Reluctantly, I think that's the direction that's heading in.
Listen, I'm not saying that because I'm Scottish. I'm saying that because my partner is Spanish and stuff like that. So
I mean, one team has been playing a total load of crap, and the other team is actually the only team who's like impressed the entire event. So yeah,
but the concern there is
Duga's friend of the show, by the way. I mean, it's Kukushkin on clay, but still, it's a good win.
All right, I think we wrap this one up. So
yeah, absolutely we do.
So yeah, by the way, there is a question from Shauna about WTA Weekly. That is happening on Monday. Very excited to bring you that. There will be ATP Weekly on Monday as well. But we've got to get through the men's final first. Thanks, Scott and Damien, for coming on, keeping me company. And I'll see you on WTA Weekly. We'll see everyone else on the channel for hopefully come and stay with us for the doubles final and come back from the men's final as well. See you soon. But in the meantime,
you guys. Love you
Take care.
guys. Love the audience.
Talking tennis.
Thanks, viewers. Really appreciate it. Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.